Hi, it's Sarah Taylor. Welcome back to my studio and to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about a good friend and a fellow artist. Her name's Jessica Winterstrom. And Jessica is awesome. She was really the reason I started doing the bloom swipe technique. I found her on Instagram probably 3 years ago, and I would kind of watch with wonder with the palette knife work and the swiping she was doing with bloom, like the Sheely bloom consistency paints. So today I'm going to do two paintings, and I started basically trying to do what Jessica does with she lays down like a solid color over her pillow and then puts paints onto her palette knife. She does it a million different ways, but this was the one I wanted to try. And then she kind of scoops and drags it, so it pulls up some of the pillow paint underneath the solid color on top. Really, really cool concept, and she is incredible at it. So I give that a try, and then I had the paints all out, so I did a second painting, just kind of in the style that I usually do with bloom swiping, which is different, but honestly, ultimately it was inspired by her initially. And I just find it really interesting how an artist gets their hands in the paint, they get their head around a technique, and how different it becomes for that individual artist. And that's kind of the wonder and the amazing thing about art in general. I think that inspiration flies around like crazy. It always has between artists, and how one hand cannot create what the hand of the other artist creates. And it's kind of a phenomenon, I think, in a way, and very mysterious, and keeps me very curious and very engaged with the art form. So anyhow, she is the reason I'm talking to you about Jessica. She's going to be teaching at the Fluid Art Experience November 17th through the 19th. It's at the Dallas Renaissance, as it was last July. And it's going to be a great event. The lineup is amazing. If you're going, you should definitely book with Jessica. If you're not going, she was an artist that I would definitely recommend going to check out. Her knowledge is really incredible. And the lineup, you guys, is, it's a bunch of artists that I taught with last time. We have Pieces of Terra Artistry, Kathleen Osmore, Lee and Jeremy Massey, of course, and they host the whole event. They're so much fun. And then we have, this year, there's Mina Villegas. She was in the original Fluid Art Experience, and she's incredible. She's doing some really different stuff at this event too, some different ideas with texture, and yeah, she's a wonderful artist. And then there is Canelo Sirocco. She's going to be doing Dutch pour technique, and Cole he does the pendulum pour. He's going to be teaching one class. And then Nate Bright from Costa Rica is going to be there. He's going to teach one class as well out of Kathleen's room, which was really cool of her to lend her room for a class. And then oh my gosh, Mixed Media Girl is doing the business of art. She might be sold out, I'm not sure, but she's doing one-on-one consultations, and it's going to be awesome. So I will not be attending this one. Should be at the next one, but yeah, check out Jessica. I mean, I love all these artists, but she's new to the event, and I just wanted to give her a major shout out and let you guys know how cool she is. So, all right, I'll get you onto the canvas and let you see what I did with her inspired techniques. Okay, thanks. Okay, I'll show you my colors. That's a white pillow, and then that is golden fluid interference gold. That's Charvin Indigo. I mixed some Jenkins green and Payne's gray in, like I usually do. That is that new SUP stuck-up piggy called Pretentious. I think it's my favorite of the three, just gorgeous. That's my new favorite color art pigment. It's called Desert Clay. I love it. That's Atelier, rich gold. dries like metal. It's so pretty. That is quinacridone nicolazo gold by Golden. It's a golden fluid. That's quinacridone magenta. That's a Charvin paint. And then that is a manganese blue by Soho. And then I have a black cell activator there. And a couple of these Fluid Art Company palette knives, which are great. And a 12 by 12 inch deep gallery wrapped canvas. So this is my attempt at the Jessica Winterstrom technique. So I laid down that iridescent or the interference gold. And then she usually uses Atelier indigo or blue black for this layer, but I used the Charvin indigo because that's what I had. And I think it actually worked really well. Kind of. I'm actually going to tell you some of the things I did wrong, but that's the Atelier rich gold, the quinacridone magenta, and a little bit of the desert clay. And I'm realizing, when I went back and I was watching some of her clips, I think one of the things I actually did wrong was I put my cell activator on the palette knife first, and then I layered some colors. And I realized that you should put the colors on first and then the cell activator on top of the colors. So I think I'm going to have to talk to her about it. This is why we need a class with Jessica. She's going to teach exactly how to do these techniques. So I just kind of did some swipes, and then I'm going to kind of scoop it and drag it. And I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive here. She digs into her paint more than I do. You know, she's a little bit more kind of wild, I think. And this is where I thought, oh, that was cool. You know, I kind of dug up some of that pillow paint and dragged it across. And she talks about, you know, moving your paint around the canvas, like, you know, it doesn't need to stay in one place, like really getting creative with it. So this was fun. You know, I felt like it was starting to get pretty playful and kind of interesting. I think ultimately her paints are a little bit thicker than mine because of the way this spun out. I could tell that my consistency probably needed to be a bit thicker for this particular application. But that's, you know, it's all learning, you know, that's part of the deal. Like there's so much trial and error with fluid art. So yeah, I gave it a nice little spin, and yeah, I mean, it turned out pretty cool. Some of the colors I mixed the same day, which I really try not to do. So there was a little bit of air bubble, but I touched that up when it was dry. And I'm going to just let you watch and put some music on. The second painting, I kind of just did it the way I've always done it with the bloom swipe. And it's different, but really inspired by Jessica. So book up with her, guys. She's awesome. And, you know, sometimes you don't know if these artists are going to come back to these events or not. So this might be the chance to get to be in person with her. And much love. I have some exciting things coming, so stay tuned and have a really beautiful day. All right, bye.
Saw you paint a picture of a face, a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you stayed the same. But if you did, I'd still love you anyway. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you would. this conversation more than 10 times. After 9, I still wish you were mine. Haven't ate in 7 days, 'cause I've been up till 6 a.m. Wrote 5 songs all just for you. 3 of them I can't bear listening to. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. I'd do anything you want me to, 'cause I love you. Wanna feel you. Wanna feel